Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another GP Bikes video. Hello to everyone in the grandstand here at Portimao. Today's video is VR back on Le GP Bikes. We have a new update to Beta 21. We are now on Beta 21B. On screen you will see the very few updates we've gotten to this beta. Today's video, just going to give a little bit of feedback on what I felt after about 5-6 hours of playtime on it. And decided to jump in the VR just to see what it's like. And we are on MotoGP 23 mod by Manu. We are here at Portimao in Portugal. And yeah, I think this is a public server online. I'm not too sure if there's anyone in here with me, but nonetheless, we're going to do a few laps and just have a little chat about the current game. So, like I just posted on screen there, that is the few updates we got about 3 days ago now. And to be honest, when I heard there was a update for the game, I got all excited thinking, yay, Beta 20E levels of enjoyment back for this game. But unfortunately, as this is a really fun track in VR because it's so up and down, it takes a couple of laps for your eyes to adjust, but it's fun nonetheless. So when I heard there was an update, I was all excited thinking, oh, steady on M1, Jesus. I was really excited thinking the game might be actually a bit more enjoyable. Now, there was very few updates. Water particles, tire marks and skids seem to be more present on track when you're either sliding yourself or in front or behind another rider. You see it more, and there's been an adjustment to the virtual rider. So to be honest, out of all the kind of main modders, there's only one of them seems happy. The others all seem kind of unhappy with the way the game's going. So I'm not going to name any names because I'm hated enough as it is in the GP Bikes community by a lot of people, so I'm going to stay neutral. But pretty much, if you are in any of the GP Bikes Discord servers, you will see all the bitching and moaning that goes on between the modders, and you're ruining the game, no, you're ruining the game, and all that goes on. So, for someone who just wants to play the game and enjoy it and make videos on it, it's pretty annoying that it seems that looks like we won't be getting any new mods from the people who make most mods in this game anytime soon, which is a bit disappointing. Everyone seems to disagree on what makes a mod good, and everyone's disagreeing on the way the game's going. There's not a lot of... Piboso is historically not the best. I suppose he is not a native English speaker, but publishing information on what's going on with the game and stuff is... You're always a bit in the dark with this game, so... It is not the most easy game to love in a way, because it does make it quite difficult when a lot of the decisions behind the scene are made and you don't really know what's going on. I suppose it's probably the same with most games, but you feel a lot of changes in this game really hard through the physics when small changes are made. Now, the virtual rider change for me has made some mods better, some mods worse. The tank slappers on a lot of the mods and the weird head shakes are still there. By no means has it fixed. To be honest, right, I'm not going to lie, it doesn't appear to have fixed anything in any mod. The Superbike 22 mod, that pretty much was the most popular mod for a good year on this game, is marginally, and I really mean marginally, maybe 1, 2 or 3% better. I jumped on it the other night, Jerez R1, kind of a Johnny Ray test kind of little session, did about 6-7 laps, and first few laps when I was riding around kind of this speed that I would be doing if I was kind of coasting and talking, it was okay because I wasn't really putting the bike to any load. The tyres weren't even in the window and it felt okay, but as soon as you try to make the bike do a bit more, it just absolutely kills you, and the tank slappers come back and the bike just doesn't like to be at the edge of the tyre at all, and the head shakes and the weird braking, weird movements come back straight away. So some people still think it's okay. I think it's personally not a feasible mod to ride anymore because it's just so inconsistent, but that's kind of one mod that maybe you could probably argue, from the very limited time I've played on Beta 21 with that, between the standard Beta 21 and Beta 21B, which is what we're currently on now with the current update, that I just feel like that mod isn't really worth playing because it's just so inconsistent. And big thing with a simulator like this, you just need consistency to understand what the bike is doing. Bye. But as I was saying, consistency in this game is what makes it enjoyable. Once the physics provide a consistent feedback, you know what's going on with the bike and stuff. But another mod that I felt has changed probably for the worse is the British Supersport R6. That's probably the most popular mod on this game, just because it's probably the most balanced in terms of rideability on this beta. That feels worse now on the new update, so that's kind of another mod, and the publisher of that mod is pretty much done with the game. He looks like he's not having any interest in the current part of the game's development cycle, and that probably rules them out of making or releasing any mods for foreseeable future, really, which is a shame. So that's kind of another mod that's probably going to be left to kind of rot away, which is unfortunate, because even though I personally don't love it, it just doesn't give me much. I very feel nervous on that bike a lot, just the way it rides, but it's not a bad mod per se, so it's pretty much a sad sight that we're probably not going to see much more of that online. Not really sure, to be honest, what other people think of it, but I feel like it's a lot more nervous now with the current beta 21 physics update that we've had with the virtual rider. Whatever Pivoso has done to it, it's just made it slightly more nervous, especially in braking. It's always been slidey and it locks the rear really easily, and that's just the whole setup of that bike. That's fine, I can kind of understand the reason behind that, but now it just feels really nervous and skitterish on the bumps when you're braking, so that kind of is hard to kind of get over when you're riding. It's hard to push a bike, so as it stands, we're probably losing more mods by the day, really, and each time the game's updated, we're probably getting less and less people playing it, and it's a bit of a shame, really, because if you've been watching the channel for an extended period of time, you've known that ever since 23, so I've probably been playing it since, I think, around Christmas time, 21, or was it, could have been the other way around, but anyway, I've been playing it a long enough time that I've known to the point that this is by far the best bike game I've ever set my hands on, and when it's enjoyable, I could spend 6-7 hours a night on it. It is absolutely ridiculous fun, and I try to kind of replicate that in my streams, just getting mods that are somewhat enjoyable to ride and tracks that are also enjoyable for people to play. And sometimes you get it, a lot of times you get frustration. Prime example, last night in my stream, I was on this mod for a lot of it, and like I've kind of mentioned, it's okay until you start to try and find that last second that you kind of know is there. It just starts getting very questionable then in terms of its physics, and it's a bit annoying. But again, because it's the modern GP bikes, everyone kind of wants to ride it because everyone wants to play the GP bikes on this game, and unfortunately it just isn't an amazing mod. And the fact that all the other good mods from previous betas seem to be acting up a bit. Now, I haven't tried every mod on beta 21B, so it's going to be kind of a little journey of exploration really, to see what mods are usable and stuff. And to be honest, the way we're going to end up with a bloody cold winter of mods for this game. The game's kind of going into a little hibernation state where until certain things are going to get fixed and kind of gotten rid of from the game, we don't really know what state the game is going to be in for the future. So we could be going into a permanent kind of dead state with this game, which would be a shame, but it's nothing really we can do. But also decides on what changes and stuff like that, and I think, to be honest, he puts, as much as he probably won't admit it, he puts a lot more effort into the Americans and the MX bikes. Well, not the Americans, but the MX bike scene, which is heavily American. If you've played and joined any of the Discords, it's very American and toxic, so enjoy that. Like, it's a fun game, but a lot of the community ruined that for me, to be honest, and it's a short circuit's what I love, so it's never going to be as good as this for me. It'll never take away fully my short circuit love for racing and stuff like that. So no matter how good MX Bikes becomes, if this game falls behind and falls by the wayside, it'll be a shame to see this go. But at the moment, I'm not really sure what we're going to see in the future of GP Bikes, because the fact is we just don't have many mods that work. It looks like a lot of the modders aren't happy which way the game seems to be going. A lot of them disagree on what the game should be becoming, and because of that, a lot of them are kind of, in a way, downing tools. Oh Jesus, turn bike. And like, I'm riding out here so far off the speed just to kind of stay on the bike, and it might look like I'm hitting apex, I'm doing 200 miles an hour to turn 1, but like I'm so just like backed off the speed. Like, we'll see what position I am when I cross the grid, because I know this is a pretty big lobby, and like I was P32 a minute ago and I am under by a bit, but I might try one push lap towards the end just to kind of show what happens when the Manu mods kind of get pushed. They just don't react well to a lot of things. They're kind of okay to kind of piss about and stuff like that, and maybe for screenshots, but they don't really do a good job of showing off the physics engine of Pivoso's game. So E28, so we're going to go for one push lap here, and we'll see can I actually go a bit quicker. Not really sure if it'll have anything to give with this. Tear off so I can see where I'm going. Big issue with this mod and kind of beta 21 in general, whether it be B or the standard one, is just consistency in braking. And the head shake. As soon as it starts getting out of shape, it ain't coming back. We are about half second under. Lots of blow in this corner. I didn't feel like I broke late there, but just didn't have the confidence to squeeze the brake any harder without having weird snapping. And it's not really a setup thing. You can dial it, you can kind of sometimes make it better, but then the bike becomes unrideable in other senses and you put other kind of faults into it, so it's kind of it's not, it's about as good as that M1 ever seems. Yeah, and yeah, bye bye. Yeah, we've kind of sent it over the barrier. So yeah, we're gonna, where the hell are we? It's probably gonna need a hard reset to get out of here, but yeah, that kind of shows really the issue with Beta 21. There's not many mods you can push, there's not many mods where you can actually enjoy riding, and GP Bikes is in a bit of a weird situation. Now hopefully the modders will try and work some of their issues out with their mods. Hopefully Paboso might fix some of the issues with his game, but I'd imagine Paboso in his mind thinks he's making the game better. I know that there's a big debate between modders where some modders try to make everything 100% realistic to real life, and some modders just try and make it fun for the game. You have a divide there because at the end of the day, not always will a game feel amazing with having real values in the game, and a lot of modders disagree that the game should be built with things that don't work behind the scenes, but that's mainly how games work. Not every game is one-to-one behind the scenes to make it look realistic on screen, so it's a bit of divide. But we're going to leave the video there because I'm pretty much sick of riding this M1 already, which is a damn shame because I do want to ride these mods, and it's a shame that it's not that enjoyable. But I lost so much time and energy last night with this mod, and I kept changing by thinking, oh, maybe this bike, and then everyone said the M1 will be better, and it is better, but it's still not enough to be enjoyable. So we're going to leave the video there. Let me know your own feedback in the comments. What do you agree with? What do you think the future of GP Bikes looks like? Is the game slowly phasing itself out? Is Paboso killing it by putting too much resources towards MX bikes, or is it just a kind of a little stuttering pattern for GP Bikes? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. I shall see you in the future in another GP Bikes video. Slán go fóill.